A new study, the largest of its kind, examines the benefits of police body cameras, and the results may surprise you. Researchers found there was no real change in behavior in officers who wore them. Team 12's Nico Santos talked with an ASU professor about what this means when it comes to police accountability. Nico?
Well, Joe, the study selected more than 2,000 officers at random, all in Washington, D.C. Now, the results show absolutely nothing changed, like you mentioned. So the police chief there, he says he plans to keep his eye on future studies, especially since it's hard to tell if this applies to the country as a whole. So what happened here? In a 7-month-long study conducted by the lab at DC, a Citigroup, police officers in Washington, D.C. were divided into 2 groups, those equipped with body cameras and those without.
Body-worn cameras exist for 2 main purposes.
Michael Scott, clinical professor at ASU's School of Criminology, says the purposes are 1, to document the behavior of officers and citizens, and 2, to sometimes modify that behavior. But this study found that body-worn cameras had no drastic effect on police officer behavior. That includes the decision on when to arrest someone for disorderly conduct. So are body cameras an epic failure? Not necessarily.
And I don't think that's the interpretation to draw from this particular study.
Because there is still the other function of simply observing.
They've got value for just documentation.
The results of this study are surprising because previous smaller studies involving police departments from other cities have shown a decrease in use of force incidents and complaints against the department or individual officers if body cameras are worn. This could protect an officer from a false claim or help provide justice for a citizen done wrong.
We have to understand that the camera is pointing at the citizen.
The use of cameras, like on the dashboard, has been around for a while, and Scott doesn't see the technology going away, only improving.
Turn your car off right now.
A mini drone camera flying around, hovering around a police officer, that's not beyond the realm of possibility.
Certainly could be interesting to see that. Now, meantime, a New York Times article about this same study brings up a good point, because it's possible that the cameras made no change in D.C. because the department there has had its own issues with excessive force in the past, particularly in the 90s. So behavioral modifications may have come before body cameras were even a thing. How this may benefit other cities, it may be entirely different. Nico Santos, 12 News.